let's say a moment for all of us in every month that we cherish. And it's become, let's say, this is the 10th edition, a kind of a small jubileum in itself today. And it cannot be such better than one of the so-called star guests today, I would put it this way. And that's what I was just telling before. Those who are not joining today, probably they are missing a lifetime opportunity really to hear some of the things. When I just went through a little of Mr. J. Ulal and his, performances and his daring, let's say, performance, I would say, in his whole career of last 3 to 4 decades, what he has gone through, and also the way he has been put forward things, and also even today his simplicity and completely down to the ground. I think this is it's a great inspiration for the young people, what one can hear what he has done. And so I'm really privileged and honored given this responsibility. I hope I can be true to the responsibility. I will do my very best. But before going into the program, I would like to kindly request our Honorable Consul General, sir, to officially welcome our personality of the month and guest of the today evening. And from there, we can move ahead with the program. CG, sir, floor is yours, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bala, again, and for hosting this program. And we look forward to an exciting evening today. We are very privileged to have Mr. Jayawant Ullal as our special guest this evening. He has lived a life that many of us can only dream of, I must say. And he is, I would say, one of the world's celebrated news photographers. He has won the Germany's highest civilian award. And I also had just a look at his small bio, which I was given. And I see that he has covered, all the major conflicts from Vietnam to Lebanon in the 70s, in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, and the Arab-Israel, Denson has also taken him there, I'm told, at least 70, 80 times, covering the news there. And he has covered areas owned by ethnic, communal, and religious strife, and has given us very moving accounts of war and deprivation all over the world. He has been to Bosnia, he's covered the war there. He's been to Israel, Iran, Iraq, Zaire, Cambodia, Bangladesh, Philippines, North Korea, so many countries that he has covered. And he was also, I read that he is the first photographer to enter East Pakistan during the Bangladesh war in 1971. And also the first to capture on film Pol Pot's genocide in Cambodia. And also he has seen the horrors of the Hutu Tutsi clash in Goma in Zaire. So we have today with us, we are privileged to have Jay with us, and I look forward to a really informative evening today. So, and I must thank him also for agreeing to come on this forum for the Wednesday Dialogue series. So thank you again, Jay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And learning a little bit about your experiences. And also all the participants today, this evening, thank you for coming on board. And as I said, we look forward to a great interaction. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CG sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we start into the program, a few housekeeping instructions just to make sure everything goes smooth. So the structure is, those who have been before, it will be kind of a 3-part series. So we will try to be as interactive as possible. It should not be a monologue between me and Jay sir. So basically we will try to have your interaction, because many of you I see have been decade or more than many decade old friends who know him very well and who has been, part of it. So maybe it's also nice for you to share some of the anecdotes or some of the things you would like to share about the personality. And during the talk, I would very humbly request you, if you can switch off your microphone so that there is no echo or, moving of the table, chairs and things like that. So it's not disturbing during the call. And when you want to really say something, you just raise the hand in your Zoom function, or you can just raise the hand like that also. I will try my best to observe who is want to speak. So then we will make sure that, you are given the opportunity to go ahead. So let's go into the program. As I said, I do not know from where to start. Really, it's one of its kind, actually, what this great gentleman has really gone through all the decades and what he has accomplished. I mean, as Siji sir rightly put, it can be only dream for many of the people, if at all, a little of it, what we can achieve through. And this is not possible, certainly, without a focus, without a dedication, with everything given to that profession. But let me start with a very, very, let's say, light note. Jay, actually, yeah, when I read, I see that you are a very, let's say, a fan of Gomantak cuisine in a very favorite restaurant in suburban Mumbai.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I mean, I always feel that, food and music are two things which build cultures. Today, of course, photography is going to come into picture. But what is it for you to go to that restaurant and have your favorite cuisine?
Mostly I go to Mahesh restaurant. There's a South Indian, South Canara restaurant. There you get everything, Goan food and Mangalore food and things like that, That's the main thing. I go every time. Whenever I go, at least about every week, I have to visit that. It's in a fort. And we both go and we invite all people, our friends also, to enjoy this Goan food as well as Mangalorean food. They're almost nearby. I mean, nearly same. I won't say, but little difference is there. But this one, and then we go every year to Goa, especially to enjoy the Goan food, authentic Goan food also. Yeah, even when we went this five-star hotel, this Lila, I told the chef that I want vindaloo. So, no, sir, today we don't have vindaloo, he said. Anyway, I ordered something else. Then comes on the table vindaloo. He specially made for us and packed and gave it to us. I said, no, I won't eat tomorrow. It's better I fresh eat tomorrow again, go some other, this one. For example, what is that, pork vindaloo. And he said that I'll make chicken vindaloo. I said, okay. I said, I prefer mutton vindaloo because I like mutton dansak also because my wife is Parsi and there I tasted this dansak. Dansak is very famous dish from Parsi dish. I enjoy it because it's dal and mutton and everything cooked together is very tasty.
Right. So when I think I would like to touch upon, as I said before, you really brought, actually to that point. You said about your better half, and you wrote also in an interview. You said, "I give full credit to my wife for whatever success I have achieved so far."
Yeah.
Quote ends.
Yeah.
So can you tell now with your sweet and your all life partner on your better half on your side, how you would like to describe that, this quote and this sentence, what it really says?
I will tell you, she is the main person in my life. She played. One thing I'll tell you, when I was in Times of India, I thought of going to Germany, and she resigned. She had a very good job. She was earning, in fact, more than me in UNESCO. And she left that job and joined me here because I wanted to go to Germany without any job, nothing. Just came and thought of going for at least for about 3-4 months and enjoy a little bit of and see also how the German photographers work or photography, photo department here, the magazines like big magazines like. My dream was, in fact, to join Stern when I was in Times of India, Delhi. So I used to go every Thursday to Lufthansa office because Thursday they get the magazine and see the photographs. I couldn't read anything German at that time point. So I used to see that and give them the Stern magazine back. Life magazine we could buy, but I compared Life and Stern. Stern was much better than Life in those days. Now, I'm speaking about 1960, 61, 62, 60, 63 I came, 62. So my dream was to join Stern magazine. And she supported me completely. And she was offered a job in Paris, But she said that I'm in Hamburg and she can Paris. No, no way. So she stayed here and supported me throughout my career, right from this one. Even many times I feel she lost the chance of working for UNESCO, where she was very active there. And I said, no, 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 no. Even I won't mind sacrificing. She said, no. For your this one profession, I will sacrifice, not you. That's how it was. And later also, when there was a chance that I could work for some other magazine, when 1969, she said that no, stick to Stern. Your dream was to join Stern, and only Stern is better for you than Quick and other German magazines, So that was it. So
Okay.
her advice was always I took it, and I did that.
Right. Great.
Even
I
now,
think
even now she supports me. Okay.
yeah, of course, of course. I mean, I'm certainly, we will come back to Madam as well, on the other side to see, maybe from her point of view, to see how certain things are, maybe to tell about some of the things we do not know, or in the public eyes we do not know. We will get back to that. Let me come to the point. How did you come to Germany? Why Germany was your dream destination, and how in India, when you were working with, why not the whole other parts of the world? What you said about Stern, of course, but only, is that the only reason, or Germany in some way attracted you even when you are a child or a youth? Or
No.
can you tell a story a little bit about where all started?
Not at all. Germany was not at all my dream or something like that. Stern was my dream because I saw the magazines, Life, and I was comparing Look, Life, and Stern. And Stern was one of the best magazines. They used to publish about 7, 8 double pages, big stories. And that attracted me more than Germany as a country. And I could have joined Life magazine also, 1962. They wanted me to join because I did some work for Life in Delhi for them as a freelancer, and they engaged me. Engaged in the sense, they said that they offered me a job. When Life president in those days was visiting after retiring, they send all their big bosses to around the world. And when they sent me a message that, Pandit Nehru very well, could you just arrange 5 minutes talk with Nehru? That I arranged, and he was very happy. And Nehru even offered him for tea, a little bit of about 15, 20 minutes, I think about 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes he spent with them, elderly couple. When he went back, he said that you must join Life magazine. That is in 1962. But I refused that offer. Yeah.
Right. So you came to Germany at what age, if I can ask so?
Maybe 30, not 29, I think, no? 63. 63 I came.
26, 27.
No, 27, I think. 27.
27.
Right, 27. Like most of these days, the young students are also a little bit, here. And can you just, let's say, in a briefly bring to a picture, because you are a photo man, can you bring to us as a picture what was Germany at that point of time and Germany today?
There's a big difference is there. Germany in those days, foreigners were not that welcomed, but now is a completely changed. That's one thing. And another thing is very few Indians or foreigners were here in those days. But I got a chance to work for Stern, and they gave me, in fact, to be frank, I was the highest paid man, because when I went to Stern magazine, Gilhausen, he was a photographer. He covered Dalai Lama arrival. At that time, I was for Times of India with Mr. Subhash Chakravarti. I went there. Not Subhash Chakravarti. Yeah, Subhash Chakravarti. We covered this Dalai Lama's arrival at that time. At that time, about 50 odd foreign journalists were this one in Tezpur. Tezpur, there was no hotel, nothing. Army had given them a big tent, about 50 people tent, big tent for foreigners. And me, because of a Times of India connection, they gave me the major there on the in charge. He gave us a beautiful, nice, small tent with heating and everything. It was cold. And we waited about 5, 6 nights, I think. It was very, very cold. And at that time, Gilhausen was walking around, and I got a habit of making hello, which country you come from, and all these things. He said that I'm from Stern. He had given me a card. Okay, that's forgotten, and everything is over. Yeah, first thing when he came to my tent, he said he saw my table with this rum bottle, army rum bottle. Oh, you got rum here. Can I have a sip? I said, sure, you can have a sip. Oh, where do you buy? Where do you get it? And I said, the major gave me. So I told Major, can you give me a bottle of rum? He said, sure. He gave, and he was very happy. Anyway, I came here 1963 and 64. 63, I was roaming around London, everywhere, here, Germany itself. And then 64, when I went to Stern magazine, Gilhausen, I met him. And he said, oh, Mr. Ullal, this is good that you came. But we have got 24 photographers now. It is absolutely full. Can you wait for about 2-3 months? I said, Gilhausen, that I don't have money to stay here for 2-3 months. Can you arrange somewhere else or something else? Can you do it? Then he said, oh, our sister magazine, Constanza, is a fashion magazine, but they are looking for a reportage photographer. So can you go this the address and can you go there? And I said, Gilhausen, can you ring them up and ask them whether still the vacancy is there or completely, is absorbed already? He said, okay. He rang up. He said, yes, you can go straight away. It's very near, hardly walking distance. Their own is a Grunontiar company, so I went there and joined them. And believe it or not, within 3 months, Gilhausen rang me up and said that let's have a lunch. So I went lunch. Had a lunch with him. He said, now you can join. I said, now I am one amongst one here, and as a reportage photographer for Constanza, and I'll be if I join you, I'll be one amongst 23 or 24. He laughed and said that no, you will be given a good chance and to cover everything and all these things. It went on and on and on till 69. Every year he used to call me and he said, now you can join, now you can join. I didn't join. Anyway, there's end. And 69, Constanza was closed. At that time, it's the same company, Then I went to Gilhausen. Rajini told me I had at that time, Quick and Noy Review. They had sent me I was in Bombay at that time, holidays. They sent a telegram as well as letter, mainly telegram. You can come and join us both. Then Rajini, she said that no, don't join only Stan. So I came here alone. Rajini was in Bombay. I came alone and joined Stern. And at that time, he said that, oh, that's too high salary. We don't pay that much. I said that, okay, then say no to me so that I can get because I had 2 years contract. 2 years contract means about a lot of money, In those days, 4,500 I was earning. And he said, 1,000 more you want? No way. So I went back home, and same night, he rang me up and said that come tomorrow at 10 o'clock and sign the agreement. I said, okay.
Mr. J, can I just interrupt at that point of time? I think, again, you pointed out very clearly, during your crucial decisions, always Mrs. Rajni was with you, or the point she made. I mean, that's something
I wanted to join a Noy Review or Quick.
Yes,
Quick was also equally good at that time.
Right. I just would like to ask Madam if she can. Madam, if you can say so, what it was basically from your intuition that you took those, or you suggested those decisions to J. Sir, or it's more that you knew him so good and so well that it is that best that can fit to him?
Actually, I was not very much interested which magazine he joins. But it was my intuition, as you said that this is the best magazine. And since he was all the time trying to seek some sort of ideas after reading the Stern magazine, not reading, sorry, after going through the Stern magazine, then I told him, you will not repent if you join Stern magazine, in spite of their having 24 or 25 photographers. There is a lot of competition, but I knew that Jay, he was very enthusiastic to join that magazine, and he was very fascinated by the stories that they used to bring. He could not read German that well that at that point, but so I always told him, if you do not feel like staying with them, you can always step out. But the best for you is not this quick and review, which review was something like, more like Gala magazine, or let's say starlets and movie personalities and things. So I advised him, whenever he said something, I said, well, you should not repent later on, even if they don't give that much of money that you are demanding. It is better to have competition with these famous 24 photographers. They were all very well-known photographers, And so I told him I would go to Stern magazine and not to any other magazine. And,
Right.
and the big boss, Mr. Henry Nunnan, at that time, he told this Mr. Gilhausen, the one who was trying to make a deal with Jay, that what about was ist mit unserer Inder?
Yeah.
What about the Indian guy? So he said, oh, his demand is too high. He said, na und, just call him. So that's how he got his wish fulfilled.
That's very, very great. I mean, this is something, it's also, thanks a lot, madam, for that.
Yes.
Jay, sir, if I
Welcome.
would like to ask you, see, at the end of the day, one among 24, you join.
Yeah.
And then at the, let's say, the star end, when you said, it's for me, now it's time for me, now I am, going from active service, you are the best, or that you are the star in that magazine. What was that qualities you can say? Let me put it also looking at the future generation and also others. What was that quality still you think that you cultivated that made sure that, you reached the top, you persistently got the best quality out of it? And, can you just help us go through that, time, where you said that, okay, this is me, this is what I want to be called for. And for that, what are those things that you managed in your personality, the way of working and things like that?
It is very difficult to explain all these things, but in a short way, I can tell you, I was a daring photographer, not like others. And in those days, 72, 71, 72, 73, a lot of wars and a lot of things are happening like that, For example, Vietnam, 71, very almost end of Vietnam. And 72 started this Palestinian and Muslim and this one in Beirut. And then Afghanistan. All this came, Bangladesh in between, naturally, 71. And all these reportages, what I did was all big stories, like 7, 8 double pages, And one thing you should be in my profession, there's a photography is a very large, this one, sports photography, fashion photography, what's that, aerial photography, and many undersea photography, a lot of this one, and subjects are very vast. Anybody could have done any other this one, but I took a daring this one to go to the wars and photograph, and my main coverages were always suffering of the people. In the war, who suffers? Civilians, mostly. And most of the assignments I did was suffering of the people in everywhere, wherever it is, maybe Beirut, maybe anywhere. I can show some of the photographs and things like, that is very important. And my art of work is also each photo is a story in itself. For example, Nehru, I'm giving examples, for example, I'm telling you, Nehru, when I went to photograph him, I had a dream or this one idea that I want to show him, because everyone is telling that he plucks his own rosebud and put it in a pocket, jacket. Yeah, sorry. So I told him, Panditji, I used to call him Panditji. Panditji, I want this photograph. When you, he said, young man, I have already done it. I don't want to do second time. I said, please, Panditji, because my dream was to photograph you when you pluck your own selective from your garden, select your own rosebud and put it in your pocket. So I said, Panditji, Panditji. And then he thought a poor chap is requesting some. I told him, I won't mind coming tomorrow morning again. Please do it if it's possible today. So he, yes, karke gaya, slowly walking back, both the hands back and walking towards the garden. At that time, I clicked a couple of pictures walking. And nobody published this, plucking the rose and putting in his jacket. Nobody. Everyone published this one. This picture went all over the world, including Life magazine also published it. And I'll show you this photograph because very, it's okay. Can you see? Worried he was, China had attacked and he lost a lot of Indian soldiers, his own soldiers. So he was worried prime minister at that time. Okay, that brought me fame, and also window and door, or whatever you call as, for the world, because everyone appreciated this photograph, and that's how I thought of going abroad and things like that is it. And then like that, you should be, one thing you should remember, when you are going for war, you should not be, you should be fearless, daringness. And then you should click and run away. You can't stand there for a couple of minutes, not even 1 minute, half a minute. Click and go away, because the moment you see the people, enemies, see the spot, they will shell that time. They do not know whether I'm a photographer or a terrorist or fighter or whatever is there. They don't know from that distance. That is this one. And save the film as far as possible anywhere, in mainly for the war zone, time. And for example, conflict like Beirut was the example, because Beirut, we do not know where the enemies are. The entire city was crowded with the Muslims and Christians living together, and they kill each other by by mask, or Palestinians were wearing their hata, there is a kafir covered by their face and things like So it is very, very, very dangerous spot. Not Vietnam. Vietnam, for example, I'm telling you, I went Vietnam, and they used to, Americans, they used to send us by 4 or 5 photographers in a helicopter, and take about 28 kilometers. There's our border, North Vietnam, and there you can photograph, but don't photograph till we tell. So we used to wait. They drop us there. We used to wait till the American soldiers, they were putting their black color, black mask, this, that, and this, that. And now you can photograph. And they were only shooting in the air or whatever is there, That photograph, when I came back, and I told Nanan at that time, I won't go anywhere anymore, Vietnam. It's all arranged photography that I don't want. So if I want to go for, not with the American soldiers or American or wherever it is, with the soldiers, it's better go on my own, do this story. Even Israel also same thing, Beirut also same. When Beirut was, they were bombing and things like that, I was there, and they were killing a lot of Palestinian Sabra and Shatila camps, These are the things which I would emphasize. And it is naturally it is dangerous. Naturally, my wife was very worried. Sometimes I never used to tell where I'm going. I used to tell I'm going to Frankfurt first, and then they want to do something story somewhere. In Frankfurt, I used to fly straight away to Beirut or wherever it is, So she was also worried, naturally, because everyone will be scared that my husband.
Thank you, sir. I think we will come back to that on that. And now I think I'll just want to ask you a point that also you mentioned here. Actually, usually you used to stay in your peak of your time hardly a month in Germany.
Yeah.
You have been traveling voraciously,
Correct.
I would put it, and also we have seen that also. How is that? It's your choice, or basically you, because in a contract of something you must do it. For example, if there is something project coming up, because war kind of a situation is something you can never plan. It's all happening, and then you need to just get into it.
Yeah.
How is it like? You choose it and say, okay, I want to be there, or you have no options?
No, I had options. In Stan Vertrag, there's our agreement is we can refuse any assignment, especially dangerous assignment. Nobody, Hari is there, Hari has gone.
I don't know if he's
just
gone.
Just see.
Shall I go and see?
No, just see whether he's gone. Hari can also tell that. For example, he's also there for a long time. And he many people refused this. They don't want to go for war or something. I, especially, I thought, why not? Because first war was the India-China war in 1961 and 62 beginning. That 61 and the war was there. China attacked India, and a lot of people died there. And this one unprepared, because even Chow En-lai came only 2 years back, and he said Hindi Chini bye bye, jappi gipi maar diya. So gaya, and after 2 years they started enmity, because I think Dalai Lama, they wanted Dalai Lama back, and Nehru said that he has given asylum. If he wants to go on his own, he can go. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, we have given him asylum if he wants to go on. That's why I think, I do not know main reason, but they found out some mistake, some reason to fight against India. Anyway, let's leave that part. And what your question was, whether I never refused, to be frank. I went wherever it is, even Afghanistan, when Afghan Russians entered Afghanistan. I had advantage also as an Indian citizen, and they came to know that I'm an Indian, so they allowed me to photograph the Russians. They allowed me to go for front and do photograph.
Can I ask you one thing? It's a very important point, I think, for all of us. Holding an Indian passport.
Yeah.
And a citizen of India.
Yeah.
How do you see that value of it during that point of time, and even today, in all those places you have gone and everything happened? How was it? How is it? And why you say so?
Yeah. For example, I'll tell you. When I'm in 72, when the Palestinian problem started, straight away I went to Arafat office. And the moment he saw me, you are from India? I said, yes. Oh, welcome. He greeted me very nicely. You can, whatever you want to do, you can do it. This one, our activities and this, that, and things like that, And because India is the first country to give Palestine status of a country, The first embassy was in the world opened only in India, Palestine embassy. That's why the advantage was there. Advantage was there as an Indian passport holder. And many times it's also dangerous. For example, Pakistan, I went without being an Indian passport holder, smuggled myself. I mean, went inside from Agartala border to these three majors were fighting at that time. It was war started December. This I went March, when West Pakistanis started killing their own East Pakistani soldiers. You know the history, maybe. So that's why these three majors fought against West Pakistani army, same army, and they were in Comilla and that border area, Agartala Comilla border. So I smuggled myself, I mean, I went inside with wearing only a lungi and One jeans, I had kept it in my camera bag. Otherwise, nothing, only one shirt, check shirt, and went inside. I met these three majors, Major Shafiullah, Major Zia, and Major Khalil or something, these three young majors. And they wanted help from India. So naturally, when I said that, okay, I can only inform BSF and things like that. Anyway, that took very great shape, and I'm not a raw man or something. No. So I took a big risk. And even Afghanistan also, I went via Pakistan also with the Indian passport. I had no problem, but when I returned, definitely I had a little problem with the Pakistani this one. And even being an Indian passport holder, Benazir Bhutto also became really a friend of mine. Friend, I can't say friend, but she was always, whenever we wanted interview and things like this. What happened was, when Benazir Bhutto's father was killed, hanged, and his wife came to, widow wife came to Germany for treatment. At that time, Sunil Dutt sent me a message, telephoned me and told me, because Sunil Dutt's, Zulfikari Bhutto and Sunil Dutt, they were classmates, they were studying in Bombay. That's why they know each other very well. And he sent a message, go and give a flower bouquet to Mrs. Widow Bhutto. And I don't know which hotel she is staying. Only thing I know is that she is living in, staying in Munich. So I went there through my Stern contact office. They found out which hotel she is staying. I went there and knocked the door, her room. And who opens? Benazir, young Benazir opens the door. And I said that this is given by Sunil Dutt. Wow, Sunil Dutt, साहब इधर है क्या नीचे? नहीं नीचे नहीं है, Bombay है वो. सिर्फ telephone किया है bouquet देने के लिए mother. No, then you have to wait. Let my mother come. She is a sweet sort of a thing. She went inside and told that this is the thing, and she came and Benazir Bhutto made herself a tea for me. And we had a tea and we came out. At that time, she had given me a card. That's all. And after about 1 year, I think, she announced that I'm going to fight against Zia-ul-Haq for prime ministership. So that was in Stern conference. They said that we must do a story on Benazir Bhutto. She is going to fight against the Pakistani general Zia-ul-Haq. I said, I know her. I know her in the sense I can contact maybe. It may be possible in the conference. I raised my hand. Okay, try. So when I telephoned, she was in London at that time. And she said, oh, yeah, Mr. Ullal, we are going next week will be starting, but I'll be going day after tomorrow to Karachi first, and Karachi to this, what is it name? Forgot the name, small town where Benazir's father was buried. I want to go and visit first my father's grave and then start. So I joined them, and she gave a fantastic interview, and we brought a huge article on her. She will become, she'll be maybe next Prime Minister of Pakistan. We published that. She thanked me. We sent about 3 magazines to her. It is a beautiful story, big, about 5 double pages story. And she liked it very much. She wrote a personal letter to me, things like that.
And so basically, as an
Indian, I'm telling you again,
yeah,
being an Indian, she helped me a lot also when she became Prime Minister. When I wanted to go for some other story, the Bonn embassy, at that time embassy was in Bonn embassy said that no visa. Then I rang up her secretary, and secretary arranged you can go and pick up your visa tomorrow itself in Bonn. So yeah, being an Indian also, she helped me to get visas, that, and at least about 5 times we interviewed her when she was in as Prime Minister. Now you tell me.
Right. Yes. So one thing I would like to touch upon is the point of the safety, actually what you have gone through. But before coming to that point, as it is normal in our Wednesday dialogue series, we open the interaction to our valued audience and participants here, whom you know also for a long time, and many of them, and others are also quite new. So I would like to request and open the floor for those of you who would like to also say a bit of your friend, Mr. J. Also, maybe you can share some of the things, or how do you see and how you value him, and also, you know, maybe some of the anecdotes you might have can want to share with all of us. It will be, and also maybe others would like to also ask some curious questions or other things you would like to put forward. So please do feel free to do that. And that's how the whole these kind of interviews make it more lively. As I said at the starting, I do not want to make it as a monologue between us, rather than to keep it lively and dynamic through the inputs from others of you as well.
Correct.
So now the floor is yours. Who would like to go ahead? Please raise your hand, or you just put your symbol, so we would like to call you, and then you can speak about it. Please. Yes, Mr. Bose, please.
Okay. Well, it's interesting to listen to him. The thing is, we have had so many anecdotes from him over the last few decades. It is very difficult to really pinpoint on one particular or any other stuff that might interest others. But very recently, I'll tell you, about a year and a half ago, on my birthday, we had a whole lot of people, and there he had a small camera with him. Just giving an anecdote how a photographer really gets the right photo. At the same place, someone else would not be able to take a very dull one. Now, we said, okay, my entire family from, German, Austrian, mixed, and all, everybody was there. We had my sons. We were standing in front of the house, and we gave Jay the camera to take a photo. Everybody was unnatural, stiff, and all that. Jay, I'm going to let it out. All of a sudden, he was holding the camera, and he just raises his shirt, his shirt takes it out to me. Everybody started laughing, and that really worked out so well. A photographer's eye is very different. It doesn't matter what camera you take. It's the eye that really gets the subject. But Jay has always been, I'm not going to tell you how old he is, but he looks at least 15 to 20 years young.
Oh, no.
He does. It's unbelievable. It's incredible, but he's always fun. He can keep you entertained. And that is the main thing. You talk to him, you never get bored. So, but I'll leave the floor to others. I don't want to hog.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No.
So please.
Why I'm telling you one thing.
Yeah.
Because they were all standing very seriously, just posing like this. Nobody. I said, please smile and things like that. No. Nobody was smiling. At that time, I removed my shirt. They all laughed at that time. Yeah. Sometimes it works. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So any others of you like that, something, or you would like to maybe ask something you always wanted to ask him, but you never had that, at that point of time, but you couldn't ask, or something like that, which comes to your mind. I think Consul General sir want to. Yes, please go, sir.
Yeah, Jay, I know that you're retired now. I'm sure you miss your old life, all the traveling and all that, despite all the problem. So just wanted to ask, do you still take photographs? Is it only for your personal pleasure, or do you still have some assignment?
No assignment. I have stopped. They wanted, Stern wanted always assignment. Even now, only last week, not last week, 2 weeks back, they wanted me to cover Bombay entire this corona problem, because they heard that people are dying on the street and burning this, that, and all these things. I said, no, you take a photographer from here. I'll arrange a contact for them. So that's what I did it. And I do not know whether they left or not, because the lady photographer, she didn't have a vaccine. She was not vaccinated. So I think they're waiting for that and go, or they may arrange some other photographer, maybe. I do not know that. I did not ask last week, because last week I was busy with some other things. So I don't do any more assignment for them or for nobody else. Nobody else. Yeah. So since about, let's say, 4 or 5 years, I have stopped. But I did a couple of things. For example, they wanted King Abdullah. That I arranged because I knew King Hussein very well of Jordan, and his wife Alia. I knew her before she got married to King Hussein, and every time I used to call her, not personally, her secretary, and arrange, because once I wanted to, first time when I rang up, Alia said that Rania later. Alia said that Alia's secretary said that you can't speak to her according to the diplomatic, or not diplomatic, according to their rules and this, that. I said, okay, can you ask her that what purpose? I said, the purpose is to get an interview with the King Hussein. The secretary said that for that you have to contact Bonn Embassy. I said, Bonn Embassy, if I wanted to contact Bonn Embassy, then I wouldn't have contacted you at all. Please tell this to Alia, Queen Alia. So, okay, give me your number and I'll ask her. Believe it or not, within 1 hour, the secretary rang up and said that you can come whole week. Next week he's here. The moment you land, you please inform us which hotel you are there. And next day itself, they arranged a beautiful interview. We wanted only about 15-20 minutes, but it went on about 1 hour and about 10 minutes or whatever is there. And after that, I told King, I want to meet Alia Queen. He said, yes, she's become a social minister or social in charge of the women and things like education and things like that. No, she's only about 3 doors left side. I said, okay, then no, I'll take you there. So he came himself, took to his queen's room, and she got up and said, hi, Jay, and hugged me. King was looking at me and laughing. So I told that King and Queen, I must take some informal pictures in your house with the King. And he said, we are going tomorrow to Aqaba. Aqaba is about 200 kilometers from Amman. So I said, okay, you stay here. They are going today soon because they want to publish the story. The writers, 2 writers came, chief editor and as well as the foreign editor, both of them. Both of them flew with my films, and I stayed. And second day itself, the people came there. His guards came, and guards or anyway, somebody, two of the palace people came and said, Mr. Ullal, we are going to Aqaba. I said, okay, then I'll pack up. No, we have packed everything and brought it down because I was outside going and smoking. After breakfast, I was walking in the garden and smoking. When I came back, they were waiting. Anyway, so they said that we have paid also. No, I said, no way. Stern doesn't accept anybody pays our bill, hotel bill. He said that you can explain to King himself. We have already paid. You get into the car and go. So I dare not ask. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So now we have. Yes, I'll come back to you, madam. Mrs. Bose, I just have a Sai Kiran before. Sai Kiran, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bala sir.
Yeah.
Hello, Jay sir. Good evening. Jay sir, attributing to so many factors like globalization, digitalization, journalism back then and now has variously and drastically changed. So what would be your top 2 advice for a journalist in a digital age, sir?
Oh, that's a very different subject. I'll tell you. In those days, we were only doing not digital at all. Digital came 1990, I should say. Before that, I was doing only analog photography. Analog is very difficult to send the films. In those days, we used to go to the airport and try to find some passengers going to Germany and Lufthansa. This one, in those days, it was easier. They would carry, or Lufthansa crew they used to carry, or we used to send by air freight. Air freight, we have to go at least about 8 hours in advance to give the packet. Otherwise, they won't accept it. So last chance is on. That was very, very difficult thing, you know. Nowadays you can even send the photos from anywhere, even forest sitting or wherever it is. We can straight away from mobile also we can transfer the photos. You know, there's a different subject altogether, and but there's a chance of manipulating. That's why our stern editor, when there was an interview when the German television did a story on me, at that time they interviewed this stern photo editor. He said we are getting about 20,000 pictures every week. Out of that, we have to select some. And it's very difficult. Sometimes it's manipulated pictures also come, and we have to be very, very careful. These are the modern technique, but at the same time, a disadvantage. And our photography was all authentic and this one, you know.
He's asking what advice you give.
What happened here? Screen has gone somewhere.
What advice do you give him?
Verlassen.
Sir, all good, sir. You go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was some picture came in between. That's why.
Okay.
It disappeared now. Okay. Tell me, that was the thing. It's very difficult to explain whether digital is better or this one is better. I think now for photographers, especially war photography or actual photographer, there's very, very great advantage with the digital system.
Right. Thank you, sir. And now I'll give the floor to Mrs. Bose. Please go ahead.
One of my favorite books. I'm sorry, I was away for a short while. And I don't think you mentioned this.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You gave this to us, a brilliant book with excellent pictures.
Yeah, thank you.
I show it to everyone around.
Thank you.
They were not at war. They were not at war.
After retiring, exactly. Some earlier question I did not complete that. After retiring, Consul General John asked me, are you doing the photography? After retiring, I did this assignment after retiring. And I was, as I told you, I was always taking pictures of or reportage of suffering people. And this is one of the subjects, suffering of these orangutans. They lost their forests because there's the forest and trees are their habitat. There's a living, even sex also done, everything, sleeping also there on the treetop, and they're losing their area there, or area in the sense their habitat. That's why I thought of doing a story on that first. First, we did a big story on Stern, about 15, 17 pages, I think, double pages, is a big story, cover story. And then somebody approached me to make a book from Munich Verlag. What is the name of the Verlag?
Thaler.
Friedrich and Thaler. So they wanted to do a book, I mean, a book on me, but in a different format. We had done already layout, Stern made a layout on this format, big format, and they said that no, and it's very big format, and you know, the wildlife photography books are not sold that much and all these things because so I said, okay, no problem. Then I thought, why not I continue to do more pictures, because 4 different seasons. I went about 2-3 times on my own and made this book. And after that, one small verlag, they're doing only cooking books, I mean cookbooks and things like that, you know. They approached me because somebody must have told them there's wonderful photographs. They approached me and they said that, okay, we will publish it, because we wanted to publish that September itself, because September is the Messe, Frankfurter Messe. We wanted to bring it. Within 2 months, they brought it on condition that we will get only 6 cents per book, writer and me. 6 cents, not percent, cent per book. We accepted it because we wanted that book should be on the floor. So we got it, and then they published it after 10,000. This one will get 12 cents. Anyway, we accepted it and we did it. So they said that we won't, again, the same like Thala Farlag, they also said that more than 5,000 it won't sell. But Stern magazine brought a very nice article just before the Frankfurter Messe, and they sold more than 60,000 copies. They had to publish, I mean, republish, reprint it. Anyway, there is a success.
Published in Netherlands.
Yeah, then what mistake we did, both the writer and me, we did not see. There's a small clause. They said that we can publish in any language. That's all. And for that, we don't get anything. Nothing. So they published in English, they published in Netherlands, and they published in English, Spanish. And we did not get anything. Yeah. Okay.
Right. No, thank you, sir. I think Mr. Suresh Keshwani, I think you wanted to ask something. Please go ahead, sir. Switch on your microphone, please.
Yes. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Okay. Jay, I wanted to ask a couple of questions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. At what age did you develop your passion for photography?
That's very, very important. Nobody asked me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
And then to add to that, you can answer all three at one time. Yeah. Was your photography self-taught, or did you do some course with a professional?
Yeah.
And what was your first camera?
Yeah, I'll tell you. When I was born,
at the age,
born 1933, and my astrologer, they used to call always astrologer at home. Yeah. And it's okay, so without that also, I can. So astrologer, it seems, told that this boy of yours will go around the world with a small instrument. My father thought definitely he'll be a doctor, surgeon. So he even paid little money to Manipal Institute when they were collecting in those days, making they had not done Manipal medical institution. At that time, they were telling anybody pays little money as donation, we will give the one of your son's admission. So he paid some money, but I don't know how much, maybe very little, whatever is there. So when I'll show you the picture. Can you see?
Oh, yes.
I am sitting in my lap of my mother. I may be about...
Jay, hold it up a bit higher.
Yeah. Can you see here?
Okay, yes, now I can see it.
And these are my two brothers.
Yeah.
And my servant boy. My mother and father behind, standing, and mother's mother and mother's father sitting. Okay. I was sitting in the I think it could be about 6 months or 7 months or something like that. No? And then when my education was suffered a lot, because my father was a government officer in a registration office, and my mother was a school teacher. So my father took me, because he used to get every 3 years transfer. He took me to Kerala, Malayalam medium, Kannada medium to Malayalam medium, and Malayalam medium I did it till 8th standard. And then again, my father was transferred to Karnataka. Then he put me in Udupi, first Udupi school, high school. And there I lost 1 year because of the medium of this one was Kannada, Canaries. So anyway, my education was suffered a lot. That's why I was very poor in English. One thing I should tell at that time.
Tell about your brother.
Yeah, my brother was an engineering college in Madras. They used to come every 6 months, and they means my brother and my brother's classmate. My brother's classmate is a very rich zamindar, and he was not living in Mangalore. It was about 30-40 kilometers away. And he came to stay with us night, early morning. Their train was leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning. And he's a rich boy, and he had a Rolleiflex camera.
Wow.
The camera was, he forgot his camera in the early morning.
Tell him about the camera.
Yeah. So they went and they sent a telegram by telling to my mother, please keep the camera because don't send it by post because it can damage. So 6 months or 7 months, the camera was in my my mother's cupboard. I used to steal that camera because mother is a school teacher. She has to go about 1 hour in advance, to the school. I used to steal that camera and take the photographs because in Rolleiflex behind this that whatever there, So I used to take photographs of school boys, girls, mostly girls. I used to take portrait and their activities, sports, and all these things. I used to take photographs. And at that time I was I think 13 and a half maybe. So I was known as a photographer, photographer Jaywant. Yeah, they used to call me. So these girls are very rich girls, and they used to get them big enlargement and things like that, So they were very happy. And even the studio man was earning a lot of money through me. So yeah, that's how I got the interest in photography and lost to learn or school or something. I was very poor average or poorer student than not average student I was. My English was very poor at that time because of Malayalam medium, Kannada medium, and all these things. Anyway, to make it short, then when I finished my high school, I went only few months to college. I ran away to Bombay. And Bombay, I thought of joining a photography school. The photography school, there was none at that time, 1952, 52, 53. There was nothing. And only Motion Picture Arts Academy was the only one. This one, they were teaching cinematography, cameraman, because they wanted director class, photography, cinematography class, and course, and director, acting, and sound, and all these things, were there. So I joined this one, but the fees was very high, 300 rupees in those days, 51, 52. It was very, very, very high fees, though I couldn't afford. So thank God, Ustad Ali Akbar Khan was my uncle's uncle. Is a tabla player, famous tabla player, Pandit Taranath. So he was staying always with my uncle. So he is one of the directors of, in fact, this Motion Picture Arts Academy started by Mr. A.R. Kardar and Chetan Anand. And this Ali Akbar Khan was one of the directors. So I spoke to him. He said, okay, I'll try to get, there's one scholarship, I'll try to get it. He got it for me. That's how I finished my Motion Picture Arts Academy by 53, I think, and then joined Mukaddam, one famous cinematographer, Mukaddam, as assistant cameraman. I did 3 films. One is Vachan, Daira, and Mehman. These 3 films, I was assistant cameraman. In those days, the cameramen, they were not paid very highly, and even if they paid, they used to give check and used to bounce back. So I thought of buying a Rolleiflex cord, not Rolleiflex, Rolleiflex cord second-hand, and I took the photographs because Meena Kumari, Nargis, all the people are sitting, supposing change of sets. They used to sit outside and have tea, chai. I said they were getting bored. So I used to take informal pictures. That's how I started. Informal pictures is my main subject in anywhere. So informal pictures I used to take and sell it to Filmfare, and they used to give 75 rupees per picture. It was enough for about, when I sell it, even 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures per month. It's enough more than. That's how I started leaving the cinematography and started photography. So your question is answered?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
fantastic.
how I started photography.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I am very fond of try to take informal pictures. For example, I'll show you some of the informal pictures. Can you just hold it? Mm-hmm. For example, Indira Gandhi.
Oh, yeah.
Indira Gandhi with the cat.
With the cat.
So I asked her I heard that you are sleeping with your Siamese cat in your bed, always. She frowned at me and looked at as if she is going to throw me out. Then she smiled and said that, Jay, it is not possible. Because cats are individual, this one, and dogs I can play. I said, Madam, I never used to call him Madam, Indiraji. I used to call her Indiraji throughout. Indiraji, please try, let us try. So she told her maid to bring the cat. The cat came, she was holding 1 second, and the moment one click, it ran away. You can see cat's ear, how it is.
Yeah, good picture.
Yeah. And she ordered 100 pins from that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. She liked it very much. So a lot of informal pictures. Everyone, I used to take only informal pictures.
Right.
And Nehru, when I asked him to pose for that, at that time, look at this is Illustrated Weekly, published. Look at Nehru's expression. He's worried because of the China war, Can you see?
Yes. Nice picture.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. J. I think we have another very nice. I mean, I do not know. It's nice because it's probably a little bit difficult. Maybe you can question. You having covered conflict and tragedy for a long time, could you share any instance which gave you a hope in humanity?
Yeah, tragedy and conflict. And then other subjects, because I told once Nanan, I went to Nanan, he was the chief editor at that time. I told him, every time you are sending only wars, can I do some other assignments also? He said, sure, you choose whatever you want to do. You suggest a story, definitely I'll accept. The first thing I did was at that time, I think, Bhagwan Rajneesh, I suggested, a sex guru, and he said, sure, do it immediately. So we did a big story on him because I knew him also earlier, before he started Pune. He was living in Pedder Road, Bombay. So at that time, I did not photograph him at all. So when I went there, he accepted me and allowed me to photograph. I'm the only photographer who did all the sex things like that. And then, as usual, you said that tragedies. Beirut was the biggest tragedy. So many people died. So many people were killed, each other. Christians killed Muslims and Muslims killed Christians. And it went on for at least about 8-9 years till Israelis came and freed the country, And then my famous picture is when this Christian and this one marriage, I'll tell you just. Yeah, coming back to the informal picture, I photographed President
Dr.
Radhakrishnan in bed, working. When I went there, I was about 10 minutes earlier, and the secretary said that he is busy working in the bed. I mean, not bed, he's in working in the office. So I went there. I saw him lying down and working. I said, "Can I photograph?" He said, "No. You will definitely mention that sleeping president." Right? He is so active, even in bed, he is working. So accepted. That picture also went to many places, So coming back to the informal pictures,
I must say something in between.
Yes, please go ahead, madam.
Yes, that Jay always brought some stories. He himself found some stories. Or when he was traveling or flying, also he found some articles, and he suggested those stories. He suggested lots and lots of stories to Stern magazine.
Yeah, correct.
And Mr. Nanan, the chief editor at that time, was so fascinated. He always told them, "Why are you sitting here? You should have been flying.
You should have been always in the aircraft.
You should have been already on the way." So he suggested lots of stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that I'll come back, the stories which I suggested.
And they found it very interesting, but the main thing is that the quality of Stern stories were extremely high. Not only the quality of pictures, but like he made, supposing, let's say 800 pictures he shot. But they took out of that, they went repeatedly. That time in those days, they used to have this dia, you know, that small, this one, carousel. They call that carousel. So they used to repeatedly see and then say that one or something like that. So they used to find only 10 pictures or 11 pictures, but extremely strong pictures. You know? So that's why whatever he suggested, they always in the conference, they were early morning, they used to have a conference, and he used to suggest something and he used to accept it. Yeah. But his idea was the quality of Stern stories, the features were very, very high quality, they did high profile. So that's why he wanted to work for Stern magazine.
Right.
They never concentrated. Maybe they had a couple of pictures of movie stars or fashion, but mainly it was the reportage, that is the actual things happening in the world. So that's what he...
And I wanted to show always to Stern magazine that some informal pictures I used to bring every time, any assignment. Yeah. For example, Willy Brandt, I traveled with him to Washington to meet Nixon. So he was meeting Nixon. So I heard that, I told him, I heard that you are shaving, not electric shaver. This one, yes. For that you have to come early morning because tomorrow morning I'm going to meet. So I said, I won't mind. Just see. He posed for me, shaving in his Washington room. And then shaving, then entire dressing is a series, you know.
Right.
Well, many pictures are there.
Yeah.
Like that. You know, I'm very fond of taking informal pictures.
You wanted to show us this Christian and Muslim.
Christian. Yeah. Before that, I'll show this Marcos.
Emilia Marcos.
Emilda and Marcos, Ferdinand Marcos kissing. And Arafat, I told him to remove his cuff here.
Oh, yeah.
There's also a very famous picture which went all over. I'll show you the
Beirut picture.
Beirut picture. I'll show you. Right. Picture.
Madam, when Jay is going on, what is the best quality you like in Jay?
The best point I would like in Jay in those days, because I was very young when he used to go for sometimes 2 months, 3 months on covering the story assignments. The best point I would have liked that time that he stays a little more at home.
Of course.
But my fear was not the pleasure when he came. The fear was that tomorrow itself, they will just call in the night and then tomorrow early morning he'll leave.
He's going.
So that uncertainty was very, very disturbing at that time. And I tried, we were staying in the beginning, we were staying in a flat very near the Ulster Lake. And later on, I thought that the best is we should buy a house with a garden so that I can keep myself busy in the garden.
Right.
I had a job. I used to work for Hamburg Süd shipping company.
Right.
But I left it because when I went to work, he arrived. And when I was there, he had already gone. So I made a compromise with them by saying, I'll come at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they said, oh, then you want to relax and then come. Then I said, yes, this is the only way I can see the possibility of seeing more of my husband. Because if he comes, because he used to, you know, those days flights used to arrive at 12 or 2 in the morning. So when he used to be at home, I was not there. So then I left the job. I just worked 1 more year for them. And with their unwillingness to allow me to go, I still left the job. So that was the only thing which was very disturbing. But I followed all his coverages. And till today, I know all his coverages and all the details about the assignments.
That is very evident. Now we see already that you are telling him exactly what it is to take. So that's clear.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll show you this Beirut picture.
Right.
This is a Muslim boy marries a Christian. Her brothers were shot by Muslims and Muslim the other way around also. So still they married. Do you know how it happened? Was when they were young children, they were playing. Her Christian Arish father was a advocate. He had a big office with a lot of advocates and things like that. And this Muslim boy's father had a small cigarette and Coca-Cola and a small kiosk, opposite each other they were living. And after Israelis came, 1980, 81, 82, they made the East and West free. At that time, they met each other, then married. And this went all over the world, this particular picture, live, everyone, they published it. And they made some Egyptian producer made a film on them.
So I think coming back to that point, so that was the question as well, which says actually, so even though it was the agony of war and you have covered and everything, but there has been always instances and, moments which continuously kept you giving the hope that humanity is still there.
Yeah, correct. For example, I'll tell you, in Beirut, when the Christians were living there and the Palestinians, Muslims shot all this because Christians had killed one entire Karina Palestinian camp. About more than 1,000 people were killed. So next day, the Palestinians went and killed entire village called Damor, massacre. At that time, again, humanity thing comes. At that time, I photographed because the Palestinians were killing the old people because they had to transport them and all these things, So they used to kill all the old people. Old man, the Christian, is crossing his, can you see?
Yes.
His, this one, and the Palestinian Muslim, they want to kill them, all 3, 4 of them. So I photographed that with the flash. Extra, I used the flash so that he will, I never expected that. I thought he will kill, but he did not kill because I'd taken the photographs by flash and he went away. And later on, after 1 week, this photograph was published and somebody rings me up from Beirut and I said, who are you? I said, I am the son of this old couple you photographed, and because of your flashlight, they did not kill my father and mother. And we are very happy. That's why we want to thank you. He, poor chap, telephoned about 2-3 times. My secretary said that, look, Jay has just now gone. You were there. You telephone after 10 minutes, like that. Then my secretary said that you stay now here. Every 10 minutes he rings up. So I got him. I'm very happy when such things happen. For example, also, you are telling about the helping. These Tibetan children in Ladakh, Leh, they wanted help. About 200 children wanted about $25 per month. And we made a reportage, a very big reportage, and we published that and said that last we wrote only 25 mark they need for help of saving a child. Sponsor them. So the money poured in like mad. And do you know how much? 16 million mark came. They never knew what to do with that, such a big money. So they put it in a fixed deposit and then made 18 schools. First, they made only 6 schools and then more. And all Ladakh children, can go free of education. That's what makes me happy, that I did something for the people, you know. So your time is ending or what?
No, we have few more minutes for sure.
Okay.
And before any of
last, I want to show you.
Yes.
In Pakistan, East Pakistan surrender. There's very interesting
exhibition they want to make.
Yeah, exhibition later on. This general this Aurora made the surrender ceremony, everything signed, capitulation on 16th evening at 4 o'clock in the big Maidan there. And he brought the journalists from outside in helicopter to make the Niazis surrender. And the surrender, you can see here, he's signing, Niazi is signing, and Aurora is looking at the signature. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. And next picture, after that, he said that now surrender ceremony is over. Please go straight away quickly to airport back. He sent all the, I did not come by this one. I walked with along with the Indian Army, no? So I stayed there. So suddenly I saw he's ripping his revolver. Look at this. You must see.
He's stripping off his
no, badges he did not. He removed his revolver. Now revolver is in General Aurora's hand, and he's out of shame. He's putting his head down and looking. This picture went all over, and even Indian Army photographer had also gone. So they had to. When I had exhibition in Delhi, the PRO came from Army PRO. He said that we want to buy this negative. We said that we don't give the negative. We made print and gave it to them. This picture is very famous.
Right. Sir, we are ending, slowly moving to the time. Before I once again would request any one of you to, if there are any questions to ask. Only one thing I would like to ask before is, of course, we can take on for hours, and I think I'm pretty sure.
I'll show you one picture. This kissing, this also picture went all over. King and the Queen.
Hussein.
King
Right.
Hussein. When I asked them to ask King Hussein to kiss, he said, no, Islam way, no possible. And this Queen stepped back only about one step back and said that she did like this. Yeah. So I knew that something is happening. She went and kissed him. But later on, he liked this picture. He called me.
Nice. Sir, only one thing I want to ask before, did you still, maybe at some moment, still you say that, you missed that moment in your lifetime where you should have clicked, or you hesitated a second, that, something that has not captured into your camera, something you still feel for that moment, some point of time?
No, never.
Okay.
I was so daring. If I wanted, I used to take the picture, whether if they shoot me or kill me, even during the Beirut war also, same thing. When they were killing, I took the pictures, and I got a hit on my back when I took that killing picture, and I fainted and fell down. And but still, I took that picture.
Right.
So I did not. If you are fear, or if you are fearless, it's a great thing. If you fear, or you should be. I never missed any picture. Which
absolutely. I think so also. Before, I think I will give the last word before the Consul General to Madam J. But before that, if any of the audience would like to have something that you really want to ask now, please go ahead. I will have few minutes for you. Suresh Ji, please go ahead.
Jay, one quick question. Are you the first Indian war journalist?
No, there were many.
There were many before you?
Many in American one guy. There are about 2-3 famous war photographers. I was not the first. There are a lot of them.
And did you cover the Indo-China war?
Yeah, I covered Indo-China war, first 1961. And then afterwards, 70 started, 70 when I joined Stern, because 70 is the main war started, to be frank. Vietnam War is almost ending. Ending means it's not ended. It was a last flame, I should say. They were doing it that, and then came Beirut hijacking this Laila Khalid. I'm the only person who photographed Laila Khalid. She hijacked 3 planes and brought to Jordan, Amman, and blasted all the 3 planes without passengers. There's also a famous story of Laila Khalid and Iraq war also. Many wars I covered, but I was not the only one. But I did it. But many are very, very world exclusive. When I went to Iran also, there was no other photographer, me only. And when Beirut also, famous Damour massacre, entire massacre, I took it. There's also world exclusive. Nobody has it, only me. Later on, they must have come. Yeah.
One last question, Jay.
Yes, please, sir.
Yes.
Was any of your film ever confiscated during these?
Killed, sir. Killed.
Sorry?
My colleagues.
No.
No, your film,
film, no. Only
they were confiscated during controls or checking, or you could not take it out of the country.
In America.
No, in this one, Thailand, I mean, in Philippines, I was kidnapped. They've confiscated all my films, and I was kidnapped with the writer. Philippines, Mindanao. It's a big story, Mindanao.
Yes.
Kidnapped, and they wanted money, and they wanted to kill us first because they did not find any source to send us to get the money. So they wanted to kill us. Thank God, last moment, because I knew that this guy wanted money. I said that if you kill me, nobody will bother. But if you kill a white man, you won't get any money. So that he went
colleague,
and colleague, Walter Unga. He was a poor chap, only a few months back he died here in America. He is so thankful that I got him saved. It happened like that when they asked us to, first our translator was beaten very badly, made him naked, and things. They wanted to also make it naked to us also, and kneel down. At that time, I told Commander Chris, you can't do that. If you do that, you won't get any money. If you want money, you have to save this white man. So he realized, and then we got the money for him. It is a long, I can't, because time is very
okay. Thank you. Anyway, thanks a lot, sir. I think it's wonderful. Thank you for everyone before. And before Consul General, sir, comes to the final words, I would like to give to Madam J. Would you like to say any point at this point of time before we close the program?
Well, I'm extremely happy that Jay is at this age, and after so many years of retirement, is still enjoying the fame, the success, and demand. And as you asked, what did you like about him? I like his daringness, and he is very consequent, very helpful when it is required, generous, very generous too. And he has a noble heart.
Absolutely.
Thanks. That he has, and
thank you.
And that is the reason I many times thought, no, it's too much, but you can't leave this man.
No, it's a very sweetly said. Thanks once again to both of you. Prayers and much. Long live, and this same way, happy and laughing. And I'm sure a lot of things that one can discuss, and you can also give to the younger world as well. What they have gone through. And yes, thank you very much, the participants and audience, for your support and being here. Continue to support.
Thank you also very much. Yes.
And we have Consul General sir for the last word and closing the program. CG sir, please.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot.
John Arad.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jay, for coming on board for this program. I mean, you have been with legends like Pandit Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Arafat, Willy Brandt, King Hussein, Imelda and Marcos, these are people for us, they are historical figures.
Yeah.
I mean, almost mythical figures, and it has really been a privilege to interact with you, with somebody who has been in close touch with all these famous historical personalities, who shaped what the world we are living in today.
Thank you.
Ways.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming online.
Not at all. Not at all. I think I'm the only person, photographer, photographed Nehru, Morarji Desai, Mrs. Gandhi, private. I mean, this one, and Rajiv Gandhi. All the informal pictures. Morarji Desai, during the interview, he said that I'm 18 months in prison when emergency, I was spinning. After the interview is over, I said, can you do spinning? No, now I am become Prime Minister. I'm so busy with other work, no spinning anymore. I said, please do it. And he did it.
And our great thanks to you, sir. And you're most welcome at any time. It stands that any time we are Poppenviertel and you are Wellingsviertel. And you're most welcome to visit us.
Of course.
You may see some of his famous pictures too.
I really look forward to that, and I hope I can also personally have the pleasure of meeting you very soon. Once this pandemic, the lockdown is over, and I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaskar.
And namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot to everyone. Wish you all well. Thank you.
Hosting this event again. Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Not at all. All the best.
Excellently done.
Excellent. You did it very great. And all the participants also, they did it. I thank you, all of them, to ask some questions and to meet our friends. All our friends.
We look forward
to it.
Thank you, Jay.
It was very interesting talk.
Thank you.
We learned a lot of small ins and outs of what you have been through. I can remember, 70s, you were in Beirut and Israel. I have been during the same period I was there, and I saw.
You were also in Beirut?
Yes, I have been arrested there also, and I had filmed, but I was not a photographer. I was on a totally different mission. And I was in Israel in the 70s, one of the pioneers. And I was in Gaza for several times, bank and all that. So
I did a lot of
we have something in common, the destruction, what we have seen.
Earlier. I would have shown some Gaza pictures also. I got a lot of
the destruction, what we have seen is always etched in the mind, it just doesn't go away.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we have to finish the program, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure we will have opportunity otherwise also to be in touch, and I wish you all a good time and see you all in the next Wednesday dialogue series, which is coming up on 16th of June. Please mark in your calendar. We try our best to have different genres every time and personalities who have, let's say, not the main stream has not yet seen, because these are those gold and diamonds still hidden. And we want to, show it to the younger generations of today as well, that these are people down there. And so we will also meet you all very soon. And once again, all the best, and thank you very much, and see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Surya,
Bye.
Mukul,
Bye.
Ashok, Anita.
Everyone.
Surya, bye-bye.
Surya, bye.
Bye.
Bye.